Do you know what I'm holding? Do you know what that's for? A lot of you will. So, checked Belle this morning before I left the house to take Riley to a princess breakfast because Reagan took Keaton camping. Yes, last night, Friday night, it snowed in Kentucky, and my son, my oldest son, and my husband were camping. To make it better, Reagan was in a hammock. But I digress. I get home and I have 2 new babies on the ground. And like every other kidding this year, my husband is not here. Well, I guess he was here for the first one. It is really hard to have a 2-year-old and a 5-year-old in the house while you're trying to be out in the barn, because it is too cold for them to be outside. And I've already been down here and seen both babies nurse and did a little bit, because when I got home I kind of panicked because it's very cold and I didn't think she was kidding today. If anything, I was thinking tonight, because she was due on Friday. I thought we were good. Hey mama. Hey mama. So you're also going to probably hear all my other goats. They're locked out of the barn right now because Belle had them in the main stall because the kidding stalls have been blocked off. And Belle is very protective of her babies. And to an extent, even the other goats being in the barn when they're this little will stress her out. So just to make it easier on her, I've locked everyone else out. Once, you know, kind of get her settled down a little bit, I'll let them all back in, because all my babies are outside. It's not warm outside by no means, but if the sun is shining, it's a little wet in a few spots, but they're going to be okay for a little bit outside. A mouse just ran at my feet. I don't mind pet hamsters and guinea pigs and even pet rats. I don't want them wild. So, sorry about the squeal. And I'm sure my husband will leave that in for y'all. So, first thing we're going to do is we're going to milk Miss Belle out here. Hi, baby. Hi, mama. I'm going to try to show you why I'm milking her out. Can y'all see? Her leg's kind of hiding it. Let me see if I can move her leg. You can see how engorged she is on that side. And her teat down here is fine. The babies can nurse off that. But I know she's got a lot of pressure and that's uncomfortable, so we're going to fix that. This other side is not as bad. So we're just going to milk out this side a little bit. It'll help her, it'll help the babies, and then it'll help any future babies. And Belle is a rock star. Last year, first time milking her, didn't have her for that long before she kidded. She let me milk her with just throwing some feed in front of her, and she'll let me milk her this time without even doing that, at least because she still got all the birth-giving hormones going. Hi, baby. Yeah. You're doing so good, mama. And you can already see she's chewing some cud, which is good. She's had some molasses water. We are going to blow dry these babies a little bit more, just because it is cold. I have a heat lamp going for them. When Reagan gets home, I'm going to put some fresh straw down in here so they just have plenty of bedding. And like all the past 2 kiddings, I'm a little frantic right now because I wasn't here to witness them. Although I'm pretty sure Belle had them both up and nursing before I even got home. Liquid gold. This is a lot of colostrum. Let's see. It's about 2 cups of colostrum. So we'll take this in, and I actually love freezing, especially colostrum in breast milk bags. So we'll freeze this. I will mark it with that it's colostrum. I will date it, and if we need it for another goat kidding, which we have 2 more to go this year alone, or if one of my goat friends calls me and they need it, I'll give it to them. So this is liquid gold, and we freeze it and we share it if we have friends that need it. She also has already had her placenta out, so that is good. We know we're done. She's still got some some stuff hanging back there, so if you see it, it is what it is. Good job. Also, this little girl may need a little bit of selenium. You can see her back legs. Maybe you can see it. Let me move the camera. You can kind of see how her back leg is like this and like this over here. That's kind of a that's not kind of. That's could be a symptom of selenium deficiency. It's very easy to fix. Typically, when I give a dose of the Bosa, I think that's right, selenium and vitamin E, if they're doing great at 12 hours. It could also just be from the hormones that are released in mom to have the baby, so everything relaxes, that her tendons relaxed a little bit. So typically before I dose them, I like to give them just a few hours to see if they get their legs underneath them, because she is really strong. She is getting up and nursing, so she may be fine without it, but we may go ahead and give it to her because that's the worst one we've seen this year. Eden, who was the last goat that kidded, who had triplets, she had one that had it, and I gave her till the next morning before I dosed her because she was up and nursing and doing things. Eden's baby also had some leg issues like this, but she was up and nursing and doing really well getting around, so I gave her time before I gave her some, and she did just fine without it. But let me show you this a cute little thing that just happened. Is birth hard? Say birth is hard. Oh, I'm so sleepy. Being born's hard, lady. He says being born's hard. I'm probably going to get up. I'm probably going to get him up and make sure he drank plenty before he lays down, because I just want to feel his belly. Oh, well, he's going to jump up and... Oh, yep. Little bucklings. Yeah. Oh, we're going to call the vet. So, our buck Benji's polled, so there's a chance these little guys were going to be polled. They're not, I can already tell. They both have the swirls in their head, and in true buckling fashion, I can already feel his little buds. So, we will definitely be disbudding these guys. Yeah, because we like hornless goats. So let's see if we can get this little boy nursing for my benefit and his. Everyone is nursing. Makes me happy. I know the little girl nursed. I watched her nurse. I'm going to get her back over here in just a second. But the side of her udder that he's on is that side that was most engorged. So I'm glad to see him over here nursing on it, because it looks like maybe that both babies had nursed on her other side really well, and that's why this one was so engorged. And what's crazy about all this is I checked her. I was down here at 8 o'clock this morning, and her udder had gotten bigger, but not like it was when she just kidded. Because when I got down here, she had filled really quick. And that's why we say these goats can throw us curveballs. Because I was thinking maybe tonight. I wasn't thinking when I got back. I left at 8:30. I checked her at 8. And when I got back at 10:30, which was 2 hours later, she had babies on the ground that were mostly dry. Say we were mostly dry. Oh, you gonna say hi? That's not food. Yeah, that's not food. Are you talking to your baby? Did you talk to your baby through the mic? Good girl. So I am hershly obsessed with this little line down her back and her little brown tail with the black underside. So these are mini Nubians. Belle is a full Nubian. Benji, our buck, is full Nigerian. So these are, I believe, what you would call an F1 mini Nubian. I never planned on doing mini Nubians or mini anything other than my Nigerians, and our plans kind of shifted, and we want to kind of pull away from Nigerians a little bit because we just like the supply and the temperament of these Nubians. But right now I have a Nigerian buck, and I didn't know, I need to move some of my Nigerian girls and stuff before I get too many more Nubians. So we went ahead and just bred Belle to our Nigerian buck, who's a wonderful buck. He produces wonderful children. He produces wonderful kids, and we knew he would do good with Belle. Belle has amazing supply. Her udder isn't 100%. She has good attachment, but her teats are a little droopy and a tad big, which is fine. So hopefully breeding her to a udder buck will make some improvements, which is what your goal is. The tarp moved and she is on alert now. Say hi.
That ear.
Is this yours? They dropped my... This is the little girl. Reagan's back now, so he's filming on his phone. After all the action's done, my husband returned. I know.
Megan, that baby is clearly in discomfort. Why are you spraying it?
Because we spray our babies with an iodine on their umbilical cords so they don't die. Umbilical cords are direct, open wounds. Iodine will help them dry up, shrink up, close up, so no nasty bacteria gets in there because they're in a barn where they poop and pee. Yeah, oh my goodness, you're so chunky. Oh my goodness, you're so chunky. Little boy. Oh, they look really good. I actually just had to go buy this because my other's broke. Look at his little dot on his mouth.
You got a goatee.
Do you have... Oh, he's got a soul patch too on his chest. 5 little hairs there. I always get all over myself.
I want to talk about how her legs look a little better.
So, it's already been a couple hours since she was born. I went up to the house to take care of the human children. And her legs are already looking better. The one's still a little turned, but she's doing a lot better. And so, all of my does need a dose of selenium. You don't necessarily see the selenium deficiency in your does. You usually always see it when they kid, because you see it in the kids. So, we're going to dose all the does after everyone's not pregnant. Elsa's being a menace to society, like always, because she's the queen. Well, at least of wanting attention. So. Woo! She excited. Wait, do you have blue eyes? I forgot that's a possibility. No, brown eyes. What do you think of our first baby mini Nubians?
I was most looking forward to seeing their ears. Are they going to be more like Nigerian ears, or are they going to be Nubian ears, going that way? And it's a little bit of both. So our first mini Nubians, super exciting. It's so cold. Why does it always happen on the coldest days?
Why did you go camping on the coldest day?
Because that's what I do. You can always bet what the weather's going to do based on whether or not I'm going camping that weekend. Because whenever I'm gone, that's when the weather's going to be worst. Apologies to everyone.
Also be thankful you don't have smell-o-vision.
Yeah, I smell like a campfire because, yeah, it is what it is.
More. Yeah, we're going to take your bucket so we can get you more water. So when we got Belle last year, my milk stand was 16 inches taller than what it currently is now because I never planned on having standards. Reagan cut it down before Belle kidded, but I wanted to show you when I talked yesterday when I was filming about how good she is, that she doesn't need a head catch. Yeah, ignore the chicken. This head catch right here is open, and I just evened out her udder. The kids are kind of favoring one side, which is fine at that age. They're not eating a lot, and they have both nursed at the same time, so they know there's both sides. But we just want to make sure we keep her nice and even to keep her comfortable. But she's getting her post-birth grain, I guess. It's not even post-birth. We're almost 24 hours-ish, depending on when the first kid was out of post-birth. And honestly, her condition looks really good. I'm really happy with it. She's a little sinking in here, but she just looks very dairy. That's a very dairy animal thing right there, those bony hips. That's dairy cows, that's dairy goats, at least the standards. Nigerians are a little more rounded and don't have that same look, but your standard dairy goats do. They're just going to be more hippie. But I haven't handled the kids yet this morning, but they were all cuddled in under the heat lamp. We try not to use the heat lamps a ton because they can become dependent on them to hold their temperature. But with it being so cold, and newborns, we used it immediately. When I kid in like April, May, June, July, I don't use them at all unless there's a reason to. as far as like the kid is weak or something like that. But obviously in February, we're using the heat lamps.
Well, it's not the next day or the day after or the day after, and it's been rough over here. We came down with some kind of virus thing. I don't know.
It tried to kill us.
Yeah, well, it didn't actually do that, but yeah, no bueno. No bueno. And anyway, it's been enough time now that these babies are ready to be disbudded.
So we have our vet Madison coming out. She's making a farm call. She actually lives closer to us than she does even live. She lives closer to us than either one of us live to the vet clinic. So I'm just the last appointment on the books for the day, and she's doing it on her way home. I'm sorry. It's good for you, I promise. Why a lot of people like doing them themselves, because then they don't have to worry about trying to stack them. But with us needing antibiotic prescriptions, I have to keep a vet account open, and this is for us who do most of our stuff ourselves.
She said I done.
I done.
She said I hated it. That's all it is.
But it's all done. But that doesn't mean it'll be fine every time.
She's like, what happened to me?
If her ears were any longer, she would not be cleared to land on aircraft carriers.
Leave her alone. Are you eating hay out of the water bucket? Man, goats are weird sometimes. Who's hollering? As it always happens on kidding season, at least one goat birth video takes me a week to wrap up because I end up sick. It happens every year to me, but we have 2 new disbudded goats. We have 2 more goats waiting to kid. Miss Violet and then Rosemary, wherever she is, will be a first freshener this year. If you're enjoying all the goat content, be sure to subscribe for at least 2 more goat births. And we have meat chickens coming right on the horizon, and we will be doing another 8-week. That 8 weeks?
That's 7.
That's 7. There's 8. My dyslexia kicked in. I couldn't count. We have We have an 8-week videos, 8 weeks worth of videos coming on meat chickens. They should be hatching very soon and on their way here soon. I think that's all we got for you today, guys. We'll see you on the next video. Bye, guys.